So we're ready to go on a Monday night. Astros coming off a big win against Seattle to avoid the sweep. They start the night 4 games ahead of the Mariners in the American League West. As Cam Smith digs into the batter's box, Cam's only had a couple of hits in his last 26 at-bats, but they have both been run-producing hits, including a 2 RBI double yesterday. We're underway in game number 100, and Zach Gallen throws a fastball past Cam Smith for strike 1. See those totals for Cam, now up to 42 runs batted in, good for 4th amongst rookies both in the National League and American League. Cam also with that double, now 1 behind Jeremy Pena, who's on the injured list for the team lead in doubles. Pena with 18, Cam now up to 17 in his rookie season. Fouled out of play. It's 1-2. Astros start the night 57-42. Mentioned they're playing their 100th game. The Diamondbacks have played exactly 100 games, and they are an even 50 wins and 50 losses. A perfect 500 record through 100. They are hot lately. They have won 4 in a row, including all 3 against St. Louis coming out of the All-Star break. Fouls it back, stays 2-2. Cam back in that leadoff spot, had not hit leadoff in an Astros uniform. But with Jeremy Pena down and now the more recent injury to Isaac Paredes, Astros going with their rookie at the top of the lineup. Takes a pitch in, and now the count's full. It's an Isaac Paredes type of at bat.
Very much so. That was one of the questions I had without Isaac in that lineup. Who's going to go out there and start racking up pitch counts? Cam Smith doing a good job here to start this ball game.
Awkward swing there has Cam down on strikes. Well, Gallen does pick up a strikeout to the first batter he faces.
You saw every pitch that Zach Gallen throws. There was even a changeup mixed in there.
Jose Altuve will bat. A lot of Astros fans here in Phoenix. They usually travel pretty well when the Astros play here. Altuve sends the first pitch to pretty deep left field. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. back at the wall and makes the catch up against the wall. Jose making a bid for a home run or extra bases, and Gurriel Jr., the younger brother of Yuli, taking one away.
The ball will carry here in Arizona. This one had some late life in it. I'm not sure off the bat that Gurriel thought that this ball was going to travel as far as it did, but with the elevation and the hang time, it got up against that wall, forcing Gurriel to make a good play on her Matches from Supermo.
Pena's little brother catching up with Jose Altuve before the game. Robs him of a potential extra base hit there on a nice catch against the wall and left. Now Victor Caratini the batter. He sends one towards left. This one holding up for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And that'll do it for the Astros in the first. Zach Gallen, a 1-2-3 inning. Off, followed by Corbin Carroll, left-hand hitter batting second. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in left field. Then Eugenio Suarez. He is red hot in that cleanup spot. Josh Naylor, another lefty batting fifth. Randall Grichuk is in right field batting sixth. And your bottom three are James McCann behind the plate, Blaze Alexander at second, and Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop batting ninth. Tel Marte has done a nice job when he's been in that leadoff position. Corbin Carroll has been up there more than anybody else, but Marte, when he's led off, has hit .421 with 1,055 OPS. There you can see his right-handed hitting numbers. He has been hitting better this year as a left-hand hitter. Hits this ball hard to center field, sending Chas McCormick back, and it's over his head and off the wall. Marte will cruise into second base with a double. The Diamondbacks lead all of baseball in extra base hits, and they have had an extra base hit in 87 straight games now.
Yeah, one thing this team can do is they can go out there and slug, get things started with a changeup out over the plate on our MD Anderson strike zone that was hit on a line over Chaz's head. Not enough air under it to let him get back there and try and make that play.
So now Corbin Carroll. Carroll grounds one to the right side. That's past the diving Bryce Matthews. And just like that, the Diamondbacks on the board, 1-0. Corbin Carroll, an RBI single, his 49th run batted in of the year. Base, Zach Short is the shortstop. Saw Bryce Matthews make that diving attempt at second. Former D-back Christian Walker over at first, and Victor Caratini behind the plate. Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Takes a pitch off the plate for ball one. This Diamondbacks team has won 4 in a row. They have scored 27 runs in that 4-game winning streak. It's almost 7 runs per game, and they're on the board early tonight. That ball slicing, a long run for Cam Smith near the foul line, and he'll jump and make the play. Cam still learning the outfield here. His first trip to Chase Field in Arizona. He wasn't sure how close he was to the wall and jumped just in case. That's out number one.
Yeah, definitely foreign territory with his first trip through Chase Field. Everything kind of comes together in that right field corner, but he did a good job of staying with it, keeping his eye on that baseball, and just a little jump for safety.
What he did know in taking fly balls pregame out there in the corner in right field is, like you said, everything comes together. That's where that bullpen is, and the wall really juts out towards the line at that one point.
Yeah, both of these left field and right field lines have a little bit of an interesting kind of wedge out there, the way the bullpens are set up. You're right.
So Cam was anticipating that wall coming up on him. As Colton Gordon deals with the hottest hitter in all of baseball right now, and that's Eugenio Suarez. Suarez with back-to-back games with a multi-home run game and 3 multi-home run games in his last 5. We were just talking about Cal Raleigh leading all of baseball in home runs and RBIs. Well, now this guy leads all of baseball in RBIs. Eugenio up to 85 runs batted in with 10 in his last 5 games. And he has launched again all the way back to the wall, and making the catch is Taylor Trammell. Trammell throws the ball back in as Eugenio had the fans excited initially on that swing to left.
Woo, yeah. That was going to be impressive. It's right out of the chute. He takes the first at-bat and gets that home run out of the way early. He's been tearing the cover off the baseball with these multi-home run games in 3 games straight. So he's definitely got that home run swing. Fortunately, that sweeper was able to just stay off the barrel just enough to keep it in the ballpark.
So now Colton will face Josh Naylor with a runner on and 2 outs. picks up a strike, 0-1. Naylor leading the team with a .292 batting average on the year. He hits .252 against lefties. Got in on him, and this ball in the air to shallow center. Long run Chas McCormick, and he will play it on a bounce. That ball was in the air for a long time. Chas had to play it on a bounce, and he barehanded it and got it back in.
Yeah, he's playing deep here in Arizona. The hope was that there would be enough hang time to be able to get underneath that one. When that ball's in the air, you can see how deep he's playing. Didn't exactly take a direct route to it. Unfortunately, that ball falling in to extend this inning.
So now first and third with 2 outs, and Randall Grichuk the batter. Grichuk grounds one foul. The Diamondbacks with 3 hits here in the first inning against Colton Gordon. All these guys facing the lefty for the first time. That one's popped into shallow center. Chas should have enough time to get there, and he does. And that's the final out of the inning. All the outs in the air, and an early run for the Diamondbacks thanks to Corbin Carroll. It's 1-0.
In that Astros uniform.
A lot of guys in the dugout are standing as well, cheering their former teammate Christian Walker. You know that there's got to be a little extra nerves and adrenaline right now for CW. Walk definitely knows how important his time was here. 1,403 at-bats in his career, over 410 games and 372 starts in this building. And there you see his franchise numbers in Diamondbacks history.
He definitely left an impression both on the field and off. Saw a lot of players standing up and clapping, welcoming him back.
Did a media session today in the Astros dugout that had to be about 20 deep. It was a solid contingent of both Astros and Diamondbacks reporters and TV crews. It's a building where in his career he's got an OPS near 800, so We'll see how this series goes. You know it's a very special one for Christian Walker. He's good friends with Zach Gallen as they go head-to-head for the first time. He said there was a time at the alternate site in 2020 when they went head-to-head, but he said that didn't really count. Tonight's the first time that it really counts for real. He also said he's glad Merrill Kelly is not lined up in the rotation to face the Astros because he's really good friends with Merrill, and Merrill apparently said, I would hit you if I faced him.
Don't let that get to Rob Manfred's desk.
There's Merrill.
Explaining to somebody on that bench how he would pitch him inside, probably.
Ground ball to short. Geraldo Perdomo is there, and Walker in his return to Arizona has grounded out here against his buddy Zach Gallen for the first out. That'll bring up Taylor Trammell. Trammell had a very nice game yesterday. We showed you the defensive work in that Blummer's breakdown. Finished the day reaching base 4 times in the last 5 innings. A walk, a home run, a 2 RBI double, and a single. And as Joe Espada likes to do, he likes to reward guys who have good games. He moves Trammell all the way up to the 5 spot. That's the highest he has been in 3 big league seasons. Last time he hit 5th was with Seattle. And he continues with a base hit to right field. Taylor Trammell on base for a 5th consecutive time.
Yeah, he played about as well-rounded game as you can yesterday, and here he's off to an electric start. Got a little bit of a hanging cutter up out of the plate, gets on top of it, and hammers it through the infield for the first base hit.
Trammell feeling it right now. He's on first base with 1 out, and here's Mauricio Dubon. Dubon also moving up in the lineup as he goes after the first pitch and misses 0-1. Dubon has not hit in that 6th spot until tonight. 5 games as a 7-hitter. 19 games as the 8-hitter and 35 games as the 9-hitter. And today moving up to 6 for the first time this year. Mauricio has hit in 10 straight on the road, going all the way back to his time in Sacramento. Takes this one down for a ball, 1-2. Taylor has not attempted a steal yet as an Astro. How about yesterday? 2 days ago, Victor Caratini and Christian Walker both picking up their first steals in an Astros uniform. Dubon watches that one wide. It's 2-2. There's a guy who's starting tomorrow, Framber Valdez. And Yainer Diaz next to him with a day off. Dubon, who's very aggressive at the plate, doing a nice job working the count full. He has faced Gallen before. He's 1 for 5 with a walk against Zach, and he uses a timeout here as Gallen was ready to go with that 3-2 delivery. Dubon's a guy that will try and put the ball in play. We'll see if Taylor Trammell is off from first. There goes Taylor. The pitch is taken for ball 4. And the Astros will have runners on first and second with 1 out. Now a message from Buick GMC.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. The GMC.
So now Chas McCormick bats with 2 runners on and 1 out. Chas has the best numbers of anybody in the lineup against Zach Gallen. As you can see, 4 for 8 with a home run. He had one huge game against Gallen in 2022 when he went 3 for 3 with a home run. And he takes the first pitch in for ball 1. Astros trying to answer the Diamondback run in the bottom of the first. McCormick takes a strike. It's 1-1. Chaz came on as a pinch hitter yesterday and went 1 for 2. 0 for 5 on Saturday. Just activated for that weekend series in Seattle, and so far 7 at bats. Now getting another start here to begin this series. Chaz goes down on strikes. That'll be strikeout number 2 for Gallen, and the second out of the inning.
Those strikeouts with the curveball. Chaz not able to stay back long enough on this one.
Now Bryce Matthews will get a start tonight and bat here with 2 runners on. Bryce had the day off yesterday after playing the first 2 games in Seattle. Just game number 5 in his big league career. Started to have better at bats in that Seattle series. Bryce checks his swing. The pitch is a called strike from Nick Marley, the home plate umpire. It's 0-1. To deep left field. Gurriel Jr. back near the wall. This is gone! First career home run for Bryce Matthews. And the Astros out in front 3-1.
Good boy, Bryce. Got the high cheese and hammered it. On the board in this road trip with his first big league hit, and here it is. His first big league home run is a huge 3-run jack in the top of the second.
That ball kept carrying. You mentioned the carry here. That was a towering home run for the first of his career.
Also hit that ball hard. It came off the bat at 108.5, but that thing was elevated and majestic. 397-footer.
How about it? The Atascocita Eagle, Astros Youth Academy, hits his first big league home run. Chatted with him a little bit in Seattle, and he mentioned the fact that he felt like the game was slowing down a little bit for him with each successive at bat. And he put a charge into that one. Zach Short hits here with the bases cleared and 2 outs. How about the Astros answering right back with a 3-pointer? Short goes down on strikes, and that'll do it for Houston. But a big swing from the young second baseman.
Young rookie getting a chance with all the injuries.
his first inning of work in a run, now working with a lead. As he faces the number 7 hitter, James McCann, who takes one on the edge for a strike, 0-1. See, McCann signed as a free agent June 23rd. He was in the Braves organization playing at AAA with Gwinnett. Played 41 games there and had pretty good numbers, but he had an opportunity and he took it to join the Diamondbacks, where he is now playing in his 11th game behind the plate. Off the end of the bat, long run for Matthews to his left. Gets there with McCann running and has time. And there's one away here in the inning. I think the Bryce Matthews heartbeat's racing a little bit still.
Yeah, he's probably replayed that swing and the flight of that baseball in his mind a couple times so far, even on defense.
Blaze Alexander will bat. Alexander playing his 15th game this year, made the team last year out of spring training and made his big league debut, playing a lot of second, short, and third. Once they were fully healthy later in the season, the Astros did not see him. This one's a swing and a miss, 1-1. Gordon with more swings and misses tonight than he had in his last start against Cleveland. The Guardians were a team that really were troublesome for Colton. He gave up 5 runs in 5 2/3 and only got 1 whiff in 41 swings. Be nice for Colton to put up a 0 here behind that 3-run home run. It's 1-2 on Alexander.
Yeah, he's still maneuvering through some of those secondary pitches to try and figure out what's going to be best for him to get the swing and miss in 2 strikes, or even create the soft contact in 2 strikes to be able to get guys out and put them away.
.46% of Colton's strikeouts have been called third strikes. The highest total of any pitcher with 50 innings or more. Alexander continues to battle here.
And I'm not sure sometimes if it's the stuff or if it's just the location of it. Getting 2 strike counts, and you saw that last sweeper. I mean, it was out over the plate a little bit, but if you can start picking away edges down with that sweeper, maybe backdoored a couple times or buried inside, maybe get a little more swing and miss.
That one towards right, long run Cam Smith, and he won't be able to make the play. It bounces into the bullpen for an automatic double. Blaze Alexander with the second extra base hit of the night for Arizona and the 4th hit of the game. Spread Christmas cheer, rooting for the Astros for all to hear. Don't miss Christmas in July. It's this Thursday, July 24th, with special add-ons while supplies last. Get your tickets at Astros.com/Christmas. Astros kicking off a homestand on Thursday against the against the Athletics. Here's Geraldo Perdomo. This is a guy you do not want to see batting with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .356 in risk situations and has 72 RBIs on the year.
Not bad for a 9-hole hitter, huh?
Right.
Just filling out the scorebook, writing down some of the numbers, and that number popped, 72. But you're right, hitting .356 with runners in scoring position, and that's part of the lineup. It's pretty darn impressive.
Takes a pitch up. It's 1-1. He is tied with Pete Crow Armstrong for 5th in the National League in RBIs. He's got the Major League leader in RBIs as his teammate in Eugenio Suarez. Good pitch for a called strike, 1-2.
That's a little more what I'm kind of talking about, being able to get that sweeper started off that outside corner, see if the hitter can't give. If you can't get the hitter to give up on it, spin it back on the plate, snag a strike. I'm okay with that. it's fouled off, it's still a good effort of trying to force that pitch down and in.
Up the middle, off the glove of Gordon, fielded by Short, throw on the money just in time. Nice play by Zach Short off the deflection for the second out.
That really was, because Colton Gordon, by getting a glove on it, took a lot of the life out of it and actually made it a little bit of an issue, because Bryce Matthews, who was breaking to his right, could have made a play on this as well, but Zach Short came hustling in and had a better angle as far as the throw is concerned, and he gets Perdomo. Watch Bryce. Had to hit the brakes.
Just in time to get Perdomo for the second out. Now a runner on third and 2 outs, and Ketel Marte, who doubled to center field his first time up. And it's not easy to double to center field over the head of Chas McCormick. Chas is starting fairly deep, and Ketel hit a rocket his first time.
Yeah, I looked it up. He's actually starting a couple of these at-bats against these bigger hitters for the Diamondbacks that are about 345 feet deep.
It's a huge outfield.
Huge outfield. The gaps are massive. The ball carries a little bit here in Arizona, a little bit further than most ballparks. But at the same time, 345 is the starting depth for Chas. He's usually around 320 feet in other ballparks.
And with this much space to cover, you wonder if Jose Altuve will get any outfield play.
Excellent point.
In this series. And if he doesn't and plays second base, then how do you get Bryce Matthews in there? We'll talk more about that. Swing and a miss. Colton Gordon goes and gets Ketel Marte to go down on strikes, and that'll be his first strikeout today. Strands a runner at third.
An early flight Sunday morning, got in town right before game time, wasn't originally set to play, but ended up starting after a late scratch. Shay and I caught up today about what seems to be the theme of the season, everyone stepping up and knowing their role when needed at any given moment. Shay credits a lot of that to one, the culture here in the clubhouse, veteran guys like Altuve and Walker that have truly built a welcoming team environment. But he also said if you look around, a lot of these guys were in AAA this year together, or at least all last year together, so there's so much trust in each other.
Ball hit pretty deep to right field, sending Grichuk back, and he makes the catch on the warning track, right on the edge of the track for out number one. Cam Smith sent a 2-0 pitch pretty deep to right. Yeah, a lot of familiarity with these guys, both at the big league level and with the Space Cowboys. Shea congratulating his former Space Cowboy teammate Bryce Matthews on his first home run.
Speaking of, Shea saw Bryce Matthews' first AAA home run in that championship series last year with the Space Cowboys, and here he gets to see his first big league home run.
Jose Altuve sent one to the wall and left his first time up. This one to medium center for out number 2. That was right after Shea was optioned while the team was in Cleveland for the final series of the year. And Shea elected to join his teammates in that final game in Vegas for the AAA championship game. And he ended up being MVP of that game.
I was going to say, walked away with the trophy, a couple of them.
So there you go. Shea and Bryce chatting things over at the big league level. Shea had a couple of runs scored yesterday, as Lauren mentioned. So now Victor Caratini bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Takes a pitch that could have been off the plate. Instead, it's a strike. It's 1-1. Victor, another good series against Seattle. Went 7 for 13 with 4 runs batted in that 3-game series at T-Mobile Park. And he has a month of July going that has him at a 1,057 OPS. Got a career-high 9-game hitting streak starting tonight. And make it 10. Just past the dive of Blaze Alexander. Victor Caratini, a 10-gamer. 2-out base runner for the Astros.
Another hard-hit baseball from Victor, also putting together a great at-bat. Not letting that first pitch change up off the plate, called for a strike, phase him. Hits this one to almost 106 miles an hour off the bat. But this is a quick infield on this artificial surface here at Chase. And he takes advantage. Keep that streak alive.
Now here's Christian Walker. Walker had a video tribute played while he was at first base last half inning. A lot of people in the crowd standing and applauding after the video tribute was over, and he acknowledged the crowd here. That ball hammered to center field. Back goes Corbin Carroll all the way to the wall. He'll jump. It's off the top of the wall. Caratini's going to score. Christian Walker in his return to Chase Field. An RBI double off the top of the center field wall.
This is a ballpark he is very comfortable in, and Zach Gallen accommodated by giving a fastball up, out, over the plate for him to be able to drive. And he absolutely pummels this one. Just unfortunate, he just missed getting out of here because that overhang, maybe just a foot below that yellow line.
So a 4-1 Astros lead. Christian Walker with his 14th RBI in the month of July in 13 games. We talk about Altuve and Caratini having big months. Christian Walker has also had a big month of July.
I believe 14 RBIs now in the month of July for Christian Walker.
Chasing Caratini and Altuve for the most in baseball this month. See how close this came to going out. Oof.
427 feet was the estimation on that one.
Only 2 stadiums, it's not a home run.
Wow.
Here's Taylor Trammell now with a 1-1 count. Trammell has been on base 5 consecutive times. Now he's got a 2-1 count with a runner in scoring position. Takes that one for a strike. Coors Field's the other place where that's not a home run. That ball's hit well. Taylor Trammell trying to bid for extra bases, but Grichuk makes the catch at the wall. Trammell swinging the bat well, just missed. Another RBI double, but the Astros get one for Christian Walker's double.
Reliant.
Ball's flying here off the Astros bats in the last couple of innings, and now Corbin Carroll will lead off in the third against Colton Gordon. Corbin Carroll appearing in his second All-Star game in Atlanta last week. Doesn't always play against lefties or bat second, but in that 2 spot today and has already singled in a run. Did bat leadoff in that series against St. Louis when they swept, and he actually had triples in back-to-back games as a leadoff hitter on Saturday and Sunday. He is a triples machine, leading the majors with 13.
You think anybody in that Diamondbacks clubhouse calls him One Dog? Too many people know about him, but good old Lance Johnson back in the day.
So this stadium that kind of lends itself to triples.
Yep.
With the expansive outfield, as we mentioned. Taylor Trammell found that out the hard way. That last ball to the wall and right would have been a home run in Houston and 5 other stadiums. Instead, it just went for an out. 3-2 pitches, golf foul. Got him. Colton Gordon picking up his second strikeout, back-to-back Ks, going back to the final out of the second. Now, word from Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. taking a pitch up for a ball 1. Gurriel Jr. flied out to pretty deep right field his first time up. Colton Gordon is on. He is getting a lot of strikes, and especially strikes on the edges. That ball hit high in the air. Who wants it? Bryce Matthews making the call. Is he going to get called off? No, he stays with it. for the second out. Both McCormick and Smith converged, but Bryce stuck with it for out number 2. So now 2 outs, base is empty, and that's the way you want to face this guy, Eugenio Suarez.
That's the truth. Has been tearing the cover off the baseball here in recent days.
Only has 16 hits this year against lefties, batting .193, but of those 16 hits, 10 have been home runs. Fouls that back, and Colton Gordon getting ahead 0-2, a chance to get through this 2-3-4 spot in the lineup in order. That ball hit pretty well to the left, sending Trammell back at the wall, and that's gone. Hit it just about as far as he did the last time, but this one pulled a little bit more. And Eugenio Suarez has yet another home run. That's 7 in his last 6 games. Red hot. Now Josh Naylor bats in a 4-2 game. He sends one foul, so Gordon ahead again, 0-2. Beginning of his big league career, Colton struggled a bit with those 0-2 counts being too much on the plate. And he improved over his next few starts, but that was one of those mistakes we saw earlier in the season when he gets ahead 0-2. That's where you want an 0-2 pitch, getting a guy to fling his bat just off the plate. So Colton bounces back with a strikeout. He has now struck out 3 of the last 5 batters, 4-2 game. Teeny, choice B. Mauricio Dubon at the plate now, choice C. Christian Walker, choice D. Go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag Strobe Poll. We'll have results later. Dubon drew a walk and scored his first time up. there you see, to help you out with your voting, the numbers for those players in July. Altuve and Caratini, 17 RBIs, and Christian Walker adding an RBI tonight to get to 14 and 13 games. Mauricio down. No, he stayed alive. Just enough to stay alive. He got a piece of that 0-2 pitch. Now a big smile on his face. It'll be Mauricio, then Chas McCormick, and Bryce Matthews, the home run hitter. Matthews with a 3-run home run his first time up. Devon chases that one up, and that'll be a strikeout for Gallen, who's now up to 4 strikeouts and the first out of the 4th inning. Well, Chas McCormick, who struck out swinging his first time up. Astros, as we have mentioned, are very aggressive going after first pitches. They lead the major leagues in swings on first pitches, and so far Gallen has all of his strikeouts swinging. That's not necessarily been the case this year, especially against righties. He's got 41% of his strikeouts against righties called this year. Chas down in the count here, 0-2. This year has had a higher ERA here at Chase Field than he has had on the road. And that's different than most seasons, where he's got an ERA much better at home than on the road. Hit pretty well, but a little bit of top spin kept that in the infield as Geraldo Perdomo makes the play for out number 2.
Zach Gallen just doesn't look as sharp as he has in the past when we've seen him. Numbers kind of indicate that as well, but that hard hit percentages against him have jumped this year close to 50%.
Bryce Matthews had 10 home runs this year for Sugarland in 73 games, getting his first big league home run, and a big one, a 2-out, 3-run home run his last time up. He will always remember he took Zach Gallen deep for his first home run of his career. Now Zach bouncing back with an 0-2 count his second time up. And he's able to strike out Matthews on 3 pitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4th inning for Gallen, matching what he did in the first, and the Astros still lead 4-2.
Gonzo, 1999 National League leader with 206 hits, 7 seasons with the Astros, and that incredible walk-off in 2001 against the New York Yankees.
Always a fixture around Chase Field.
He's also a father of triplets.
That's right.
Yep.
You see him today yet?
I have not.
Okay. Because you guys usually catch up about how the triplets are doing on each side.
Yeah, it's usually interesting stories between the two of us.
Christian Walker knows this place better than anybody, and he knew he had plenty of room there on the right side to catch that pop-up by Randall Grichuk. So Colton Gordon has one out here in the 4th. James McCann, who squibbed one to the second baseman his first time up, will bat here. Every start from here on out for Colton Gordon has a little added significance in that he sees the same notes we do, and he knows, oh, look, Spencer Arrighetti just had a nice rehab start. Oh, look, Luis Garcia just had a rehab start. Oh, Christian Javier had a rehab start, and today we're getting good reports on JP France.
Yeah, great things. Velocity's up on JP. But yeah, it is kind of interesting. You're kind of in that pocket where you're hoping that everything goes well for those starters if you're Josh Miller, Joe Espada, because obviously you need some depth and guys that have had success at the big league level. So it looks like reinforcements are getting healthier and on their way, hopefully, barring any setbacks. But yeah, this is basically turned into necessity. Now it's an audition to see if you want to stay around for a little while if you pitch well enough.
And Colton's very aware of that. It's too obvious. So he knows that those last 2 starts did not go the way he wanted. 9 earned runs in 10 1/3 innings. So he wants to find another quality start or a good start like he had against the Phillies when he went 5 shutout innings. Obviously, that's not going to happen tonight with 2 runs allowed already. But if he can go 5 or even 6 here to help out a bullpen that is kind of gassed a little bit coming out of that Seattle series, that would be huge.
Yeah, it would be huge if he could get through that 5th into the 6th. 6 would be magnificent. And then if you could get the Astros to kind of break out for a couple more runs and extend that lead a little bit, then you could give some of the leverage guys one more day.
James McCann with a base hit here. Diamondbacks have at least 1 hit in every inning so far tonight, and that's hit number 6 allowed by Gordon. Blaze Alexander had the lone hit for the Diamondbacks in the 2nd when he doubled just beyond the glove of Cam Smith in right field on a long run. That one fouled back to the press box level. It's 0-1. That hit Alexander had against Colton Gordon his first time up, just his 3rd against a lefty this year, 16 at-bats. He's only got 32 at-bats on the season. That one's off the plate. Nephew of former Major League reliever and current analyst on MLB Network, Dan Plesac. His dad was a minor league pitcher with Cleveland back in the day. Blaze fouls one away. It's 1-2. Colton picked up a couple of strikeouts last inning. Didn't have any strikeouts first time through the lineup. Now has 3. Second time through the lineup. But Blaze was a guy who got behind in the count last time and kept fouling off pitches before that double. Interesting week to 10 days for the Arizona Diamondbacks. There are a lot of people that feel like they might be a seller at the trade deadline, but if they keep playing like they have been recently, that might change their opinion. They have won 4 in a row and have reached back to the 500 mark. Down goes Alexander. That's 4 strikeouts for Gordon, all second time through the lineup.
It was a good fastball at the top part of the zone. Riding that upper rail to get the swing and miss. Blaze Alexander was pretty much in swing mode, but that was a fastball just snuck past him at that top third.
Now Geraldo Perdomo, who grounded one off the glove of Gordon, and the shortstop Zach Short made a nice play. Pops this one high in the air, playable. Christian Walker looks into the roof that he has done so many times, almost runs into his former teammate, and puts it away for the final out. Gordon works around a single here, and we'll head to the fifth in a 4-2 game.
His favorite course, of course, Pebble Beach. Solid choice. Says he hasn't golfed all year. Even so, TK, probably not a guy you and Plomer want to book a tee time with if he's as good as he says he is.
Yeah, we don't deal with...
I was going to say, that's way out of our league. Are you kidding me?
5 and 10 handicaps are way too good for us.
You're right.
We got a scratch guy, forget it. But you were talking to Dubon a little bit about his golf game, right?
Well, the whole thing is that Mauricio's one of the better golfers on the team. I know that when Seth Martinez was here, he had that title. Zach flies out to center field. Carroll's under it. But as I was having that conversation, right next to us was Zach Short. And he's like, wait, you guys play golf? And I'm like, yeah. We'll find a time to go out there and play. We talked about how we set things up on the road and we played on off days and things like that. And Zach kind of said, well, I might want to get in on that action. And first thing Doobie said, what's your handicap? That's always the question. And he said, well, if I'm playing regularly, +1. Yeah. What a jerk.
Wow.
Yeah. I went from really liking that guy to hating him. It was like, we can't be friends if you're in the pluses.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But it kind of explains where he grew up and having his dad as a teaching pro.
It'd be like us trying to chase down Scheffler at Royal Portrush.
Yeah, exactly.
No chance.
Oh, man. But it was kind of funny in talking to him. He goes, I had no idea how into golf I would be as a kid. So when his dad would take him to the course, he was like, Dad, come on. I don't want to be here. I want to be on the ball field. I want to be out playing soccer. I want to be doing other things. They didn't realize how much of an asset that would be later in life.
Zach's still feeling that hit by pitch a little bit, but he knew he wasn't going to miss 2 games in a row. It had to be a scratch yesterday from the lineup. But back in there tonight, Cam Smith looking for his first hit tonight. He's 0 for 2. As he takes a pitch down for a ball, 1-2. Astros lead 4-2 thanks to a 3-run home run by Bryce Matthews and a ball that could have been a home run from Christian Walker that ended up off the top of the center field wall for an RBI double. Cam doing his thing. Once he got down to the count 0-2, Gallen assumed this rookie would chase something, but he hasn't. Now Smith has a full count.
Staying with the breaking ball 3-2, showing the rookie some respect. Usually attacks with that fastball, but trying to get Cam with the breaking ball in that 3-2 count, fouls it off.
Ball hit to right, backing up is Grichuk and makes the play on that line drive. 2 away. Celebrate Christmas in July, Thursday, July 24th, coming up in 3 days. All fans, not 10,000, will receive a Jose Altuve ugly sweater bobblehead presented by Daikin. Get your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. Altuve has flied out to deep left and flied out to center. Goes after the first pitch again, and this is a base hit down the line. Jose going for second. Lourdes Gurriel Jr.'s throw will not be in time. That is a double for Altuve with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Much to the delight of the locals again here on the road, getting another base hit for Jose Altuve. Continuing his torrid July with a double down the left field line. He himself doing a good job of staying back on that changeup and sneaking past Suarez.
That is a double in 3 straight games for Altuve, and he was just yelling out to his friend Lourdes Gurriel Jr. like, don't try and do that to me again. You already got me out the first time. And now he's one behind Lance Berkman on the Astros all-time extra base hit list with 726. 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and now 1 tonight. Victor Caratini with a base hit his last time up. Astros trying to tack on here to this 4-2 lead. Ground ball to the right side, playable for Josh Naylor. He'll flip it to Gallen covering, and that does it for Houston in the 5th. We're halfway home here in the desert with the score. Houston 4 and Arizona 2. Gordon so far, 62 pitches through 4. pretty good shape if he can stay effective here in the 5th and 6th. If Joe Espada stays with him that long as he faces Marte, who has doubled and scored a run and also struck out. Way out in front of that change piece. That was the 8th swing and miss for Colton, who had 1 in his last start. So that's a good sign that things are going in the right direction. This one fouled off the netting down the first base line. Cam Smith ran all the way to try and make the play. Christian Walker just looked at him like, that's definitely off the net. Not even moving.
Yeah, that's youth and exuberance compared to the salty vet. Energy conservation. Good pitch.
Getting in, I like that.
Yeah, you got to make him move a little bit and at least make him think that you will come to the inside.
Marte's toes are almost on that chalk line.
But you could see that what he was trying to do was throw that fastball up and in for effect, move the feet a little bit, and then throw that little sweeper on the outside corner. He just couldn't get it close enough to the plate to get Marte to offer at it.
That one's popped up, giving it a look is Caratini, but it's going to be out of play. A rare walk issued by Colton Gordon, only the 10th walk of the season in his 11th start. In fact, he's allowed more home runs than walks issued as Marte's leadoff base runner here in the 5th. Now Corbin Carroll, the batter. Carroll struck out his last time up. Rounds this one to Walker. He'll go to second for a 1. The turn by Short hits the runner as Gordon will try to chase it down, and getting to second is Corbin Carroll. They tried for a 3-6-1 double play, and the throw got away, and that'll allow Carroll to get into scoring position.
It's always an aggressive play, especially when the pitcher is over there covering. You can kind of see the deliberateness of Christian Walker making sure to get that first out because Corbin Carroll can flat out fly.
The error on the throw, putting a runner into second base, and now Lourdes Gurriel Jr. the batter. Caratini, a good visit here because Colton had to hustle not only to cover the bag, but then to chase the baseball down as well.
No, 100%. Going to get his breath back, get that heart rate down a little bit. See Zach Short really wanting to turn that, but at the same time, unless that pitcher is actually at the bag, set up, ready for a throw, personally, I wouldn't have thrown it.
And with Carroll's speed.
Yeah, again, the way that Christian Walker handled that was like, man, let's just make sure we get that lead out. Then we'll move on from there.
Now Gurriel Jr., who is flying to right and popped to second, will be the batter. Lays at a breaking ball down, 0-1. Younger brother of Yuli Gurriel, Lourdes, now 31 years old. Playing his 93rd game of the season. only 248 overall, but he has hit lefties better this year, 290. There goes Carroll for third. The pitch is down. The throw is not in time. That'll be Carroll's 13th stolen base of the year.
He was bouncing around, didn't really stop those feet. Planted that left foot and took off.
So the error, now the steal, putting a runner 90 feet away. The Astros leading by 2. We'll play the infield back here in a 1-2 count to Gurriel. Looper is going to be into center. Diving catch by Chaz McCormick. Chaz thinks it's the final out of the inning. It's only out number 2. It wouldn't have mattered because Carroll was probably going to score either way with his speed, but Chaz lost track of the outs. That'll be a sac fly to make it a 1-run game.
I mean, it was a great play coming in and diving and making that play, but I'm not sure it was worth 2. Corbin Carroll did a good job of reading this and getting back to be able to tag and get that RBI for Lourdes Gurriel. So a good play by Chaz to pick up that second out.
For him to get back up and throw, unlikely that they would have had any chance to get Corbin Carroll.
I completely agree on that. Corbin made a good read out of that. He initially had thought about going home, but as soon as he saw Chaz getting near it, went back and tagged up.
Eugenio Suarez, the batter. Suarez hitting a home run his last time up. Home run number 36 on the year. And RBI number 86, leading the major leagues. 36 is good for third in the big leagues. And if he, the multiple home runs in Diamondbacks history going back-to-back, Christian Walker was the last to do so, hitting multi-home runs in back-to-back games. Suarez, first time up, he hit one to deep left. And he hits the ball hard with some topspin, though, and Taylor Trammell makes the play. That was a bullet to left. He has got that swing groove right now. Scary every time he takes a rip. 4-3, Astros lead after 5.
Season picked up a double and an RBI in his second at bat.
Christian, Taylor Trammell, Mauricio Dubon against Zach Gallen, third time around, and Walker chops a foul. 0-1. Christian now with an RBI in 10 of his 13 games in July. He has really found a nice rhythm here this month. And it kind of coincided with the birth of his little baby girl. He is kind of not maybe stressed as much about the goings-on in the ballpark with the attention on a little 2-week-old baby taking precedent a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot leading up to the birth of a child in the middle of the season. Making sure mama's feeling okay, trying to get those dates lined up. You have a little more relief and a different routine when that child is born.
Astros fans seeing a little bit more of the Christian Walker the last couple of weeks that the Diamondbacks fans have seen through the years. Christian hits this to third. Eugenio Suarez with the play for the first out. Another guy swinging the bat well last few days has been Taylor Trammell. Had a good series against the Mariners. And he said, I love those guys over in the other clubhouse in Seattle, but I did have a little chip on my shoulder that series. He wanted to play well. And boy, did he. Takes a called strike here, 0-1.
Good for him, too. Good for us.
He's been a nice addition to the lineup. When he lined out to deep right his last time up, that snapped a string of 5 consecutive times on base. It was a slow start for Taylor Trammell, but he has that average up now to 220. He takes one down for a ball, 2-1.
Seeing a lot of the soft stuff from Zach Gallen. A lot of curveballs in that previous at bat. Now we're seeing a couple of changeups mixed in there to go with that curveball. Went too far on that one.
Nobody warming in the Astros pen. We said it would be ideal if Colton Gordon could give them 6 innings tonight with a bullpen that had been used a lot in Seattle. So Colton couldn't get that opportunity. Trammell goes down on strikes. That'll be strikeout number 6 for Zach Gallen. 2 away in the inning. You see generally the third time through is when Gallen gives up a higher batting average. So far tonight, third time through, only 1 for 5 are the Astros. If Dubon, third time through, gets a better swing. He struck out his last time up. Grounds this one to short. Perdomo is there. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Gallen, his third of the night. He heads to the bottom of the 6th in a 4-3 Astros lead. Colton started the inning with 78 pitches. So they'll monitor him as the inning goes along, hoping to get him through 6 tonight. This one way up in the air. Zach Short, the shortstop, makes the play. And there's one away in the inning. This would be a huge boost for Colton and the Astros' confidence in general in their left-hander if he can get through this inning with the lead. Gave up an unearned run last inning with that throw by Zach Short getting away. So far, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs for Colton against a very good offense.
Yeah, that's going to be an ongoing conversation right there between Joe Espada and pitching coach Josh Miller. But a couple of quick outs is going to help his cause.
Another pop-up, this one caught by Christian Walker. Colton with a couple of quick outs here in the 6th inning.
When he gets through this next hitter, James McCann, he's able to go 1, 2, 3 in this inning. Make that conversation that much more interesting between Joe Espada and Josh Miller as he makes a call down to that bullpen. Guys down there stretching a little bit.
The Diamondbacks, a team at home that score 5.27 runs per game. And they are one of 3 National League teams that have scored over 500 runs on the season and 4 in the major leagues. They have a top 5 offense for sure, especially here at home. James McCann has a couple of base hits against Gordon. He's a 2-out base runner. And now we see the bullpen stirring. And Josh Miller will be out to have a little chat here with Colton, trying to coax him through this inning.
Not a bad time to do it. Kind of settle down Colton a little bit, reevaluate the situation, and give that bullpen time to get going.
Today, doubled the first time against him, and Colton was able to strike him out the last time. Fouls the first one back, 0-1. Last time Colton went 6 innings, it was June 13th against Minnesota. The only time in his big league career he's gone 6, trying to do so tonight for the 2nd time. 1-1 the count. Pitch up, it's 2-1. Astros looking for one more quality pitch out of the left-hander out of Lakewood Ranch, Florida, Colton Gordon. Trying to go 6 innings for the 2nd time in his career. Play, which will give a head start to McCann at first. Inside, 2nd walk for Gordon, a rarity for him. Just the 3rd time in his career he's allowed multiple walks in a start. Joe Espada says with that last pitch off the plate, I might have to go get Bennett Sousa. He is thinking about it, and here he comes. So Colton not able to get through 6 tonight, goes 5 2/3, still responsible for the 2 runners on. To this point, he's allowed 3 runs, 2 earned. And Bennett Sousa will be the new pitcher when we come back. First pitch down, ball 1. Perdomo ninth in the lineup tonight, but a lot of times he has hit up in the 2 spot against lefties. He's hit in the top 3 in the order quite often this year. That has helped out his RBI total, but he's very good with runners in scoring position. He's got a 2-0 count here. A rare 3-ball count for Sousa coming out of the bullpen.
That was 3 fastballs down out of the zone. Credit Perdomo for not chasing and allowing himself to take advantage of this count.
Sousa gets to a 3-ball count just 11% of the time. That's the lowest of any reliever in the American League. And that is a 4-pitch walk to load up the bases. And to the top of the order we go for Ketel Marte.
Well, less than ideal, but Bennett Sousa is going to have to compete.
Caratini with a quick trot out to the mound to have a word with his lefty. Big spot in this game here, bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs, nobody on, a single by McCann, and now back-to-back walks to Alexander Perdomo. Now Sousa trying to get Ketel Marte. First one's a strike, 0-1. Sousa getting ahead 0-2 on the All-Star second baseman, making a start for the second straight year for the National League at second.
Couple of sliders to start him off to get ahead 0-2. Maybe waste a fastball or bury that slider. See if you can't get him to go after it. Popped him up.
High pop-up. Zach Short making the call. Taylor Trammell calls him off and puts it away. As Bennett Sousa strands 3, 2 of them Colton Gordon's responsibility, and we head to the 7th in a 4-3 Astros lead. He quite often goes into triple digits with his pitch count. And he'll face Chas McCormick, who had good numbers coming into tonight against Zach. 4 for 8 with a home run. Today he's 0 for 2. Chas showing bunt, gets it down. Suarez will try to barehand, makes the throw, but it's not in time. Chas with a leadoff bunt hit against Gallen here in the 7th.
Chazzy Fizz surprising everybody with that one. Get things going here in the top of the 7th. Laying down a drag bunt. That's old school leadoff right there.
Chas with the Astros' 6th base hit of the night, and now Bryce Matthews, who has the biggest swing of the night for the Astros, a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. We mentioned Matthews would never forget his home run against Zach Gallen, and now Gallen has something he'll never forget, and that he was able to strike out Bryce Matthews for his 1,000th career strikeout.
Some milestones between the two of them on both sides of the baseball.
So now they match up for a 3rd time. Don't think there'll be a milestone involved this time around. Bryce keeps looking down to Tony Perez-Chica. By the way, Perez-Chica enjoying a homecoming as well.
Did, yeah. He got a little bit of a tribute and a clap from around the stadium.
That ball hit high in the air, deep to left field. Forget about it. Bryce Matthews putting on a show in the desert. 2 home runs, 5 runs driven in. Keep looking down to Paris Chica for the home run sign.
Well, the first chapter in Bryce's book has got Zach Gallen in it a couple of times. Bryce is right, TK.
That will be the last batter for Zach Gallen on this Monday night. 5 of the 6 runs driven in by the rookie Bryce Matthews in his 5th Major League game. What a smile from the Tascasita High product who is putting on a show tonight. We'll have a new picture when we come back.
Agradecido con mi Dios que está conmigo. A mi familia, madre mía, yo la cuido. Le doy topón a todo aquel que quiere un tiro. La clica siempre se deja caer en 5. Se deja caer en 5. Y así suena su compita Ramiro LR.
After Bryce Matthews knocked Zach Gallen out, his an old friend, Kendall Graveman.
How about what Bryce has done tonight after not having a Major League run batted in his first 4 games? He's got 5 steaks tonight. Zach short with a 2-0 count, fouls one away. Kendall Graveman, congrats to him on reaching 10 years of service time last month. One of the good guys in the game, and just came back off of injury 10 days ago. Had a right hip impingement that put him on the IL from the end of June through early July. Kendall calling his own pitches there with pitch comp. 3-1 pitch is sent high in the air, pretty well hit to right. Going back is Grichuk. He's on the warning track and he puts it away. Zach Short giving that a ride the other way, but he's out number 1 in the inning. Back to the top of the order for Cam Smith. You wonder what a game like tonight can do to kind of unlock Bryce Matthews. This is
I'm with you on that.
Huge night. I thought the swings were much better in Seattle, even though he didn't have a lot of hits to show for it.
No, but there was a lot more confidence. He was making adjustments. He was putting the ball in play. I think it's, it might have been a little overwhelmed in that Texas series back at Daikin Park. The swing and miss was kind of there for a little bit, facing some very, very tough pitching. Zach Gallen's no joke either. And he went out there and put together some good swings. But, yeah, I agree with you in the sense that the at-bats that I saw in Seattle didn't match up with some of the box scores I was seeing against Texas. So, good for Bryce, getting comfortable and having a big night.
And for most of the year, the young stud who was opening eyes is at the plate now, Cam Smith. But tonight, for one night, he's not the young stud. It's Bryce Matthews who's getting all the work done offensively. Cam 0 for 3 tonight. He adds to the hit total with a base hit into right center field. Cam with a wide turn, but he'll shut it down and settle for a single as Corbin Carroll gets the ball back in. 1 out base runner.
It's that groove of a swing for Cam Smith. Able to hit the ball hard going the other way.
Now Jose Altuve, who's been very aggressive tonight, faces his former teammate. Altuve has seen 3 pitches and put 3 pitches in play against Zach Gallen. 1 for 3 with a couple of flyouts, a double his last time up. Tried to go 4 for 4. Altuve wants an appeal.
He's the only one that wanted it.
And he was right. It's 1-0.
Good call.
Altuve loves to appeal on himself.
He might have gotten that from his good buddy, Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah. That was definitely a swing. It's 1-1.
Everything from Graveman is firm, power sinkers, power sliders.
Runner goes, Altuve bunts, and it's a foul ball. So Cam Smith was on the move, and Altuve tried to lay the bunt down. The count's 1-2.
That might have been my first bunt and run I've ever seen. Looked like Cam had a pretty good jump, too.
I think he might have had that bag stolen. Cam has technically never been thrown out. The only time he was caught stealing, in parentheses, is when a ball wasn't handled by Max Muncy at third base in Sacramento. Cam was safe, but they ruled it a caught stealing and an error on the third baseman. Dave Clark over at first base watches Cam get more and more comfortable with his leads and his stolen base ability. This one popped foul out of play. I think Clarkie feels like Cam's a guy who can be a lot more aggressive on the bases when he learns pitchers and their moves, because he's got the speed.
Yeah, the skill set is there. It's just a matter of learning how to steal those bases. That's kind of the beauty of having a guy like Dave Clark over there who's kind of been there, done that throughout the course of his career, been coaching a long time also, but kind of picking up on some of the nuances of some of these pitchers and the tendencies they have. Pick your spots when you can steal that bag. I don't think anybody expects Cam to go out there and be that 20-20, 30-30 type guy, but if he can pick a spot with 1 or 2 outs and run himself in a scoring position, it's only going to help the team.
5 of 6 on the season. I feel like his lead right now is pretty strong. He stays, and the pitch home is down. It's 2-2.
I mean, I think 2020 is well within reach for a guy like him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be on base quite a bit. He obviously has the power to go with it. But it's all about learning the game. Or maybe learning how your ability fits into the game.
Let's see if he goes here on a 2-2 pitch to Altuve. He stays, and the pitch is grounded to short. Could be 2 as they go to second for 1 when they turn the double play. But the Astros do get a couple of runs thanks to Bryce Matthews, who has 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in on the night. Knocked Zach Gallen out of the game. through the 7th if he can, facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Corbin Carroll, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and Eugenio Suarez. Carroll 1 for 3 tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice and an error his last time up. Stole a base and scored on a sac fly. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. Ground ball towards the Astros dugout. Sousa's had a really nice year for the Astros, trying to get through a tough part of the Diamondbacks lineup here in the 7th inning as he delivers a strike to get ahead 1-2. Everybody in the Diamondbacks lineup facing Sousa for the first time. Sousa has faced a guy currently on the bench for Arizona once, Alec Thomas. Other than that, he has not faced any of these Arizona hitters before tonight. Five and 2/3 innings for Colton Gordon tonight. Gave up 7 hits and 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. Colton walked 2 and struck out 4. Threw 89 pitches in his 5 and 2/3. Got him. Sousa wins that battle. Carroll hung in there, but eventually strikes out. Sousa picking up his first K. Now this from TXU Energy. One into shallow center field that Chaz McCormick made a nice play on and ended up being a sac fly his last time up. Hits this ball hard but foul down the left field line.
Get out of there. Velocity looks good from Bennett in tonight's game. Touch 97, last pitch at 95.5. The ball he struck out Corbin Carroll with was 96.
Pitch up to Lourdes Jr., and it's 1-1. That one's golfed way up in the air. Is it playable? Dubon looking at Caratini. Victor never saw it. Thankfully, Dubon did. As he puts it away for the second out, Dubon was looking to see if Caratini saw it as he was heading towards the stands, and Dubon realized his catcher never saw it, and he's kind of laughing about it.
Yeah, this one goes up, and it's Victor Caratini kind of looking at Mauricio Dubon going, me got it, you take it. This might have been a little bit closer to Victor, but he lost track of it when he took that helmet off, and it kind of left Mauricio on an island to go get it. Fortunately, he's quick enough to go there and get underneath and make the play for that second out.
Eugenio Suarez sends one high in the air to right field. Bennett Sousa gets the last 4 batters he faces. Marte, Carroll, Gurriel Jr., and Suarez. Nice job by the Astros lefty. for the Diamondbacks.
Andrew Saalfrank is that left-handed pitcher who's come in. That's why you're seeing Victor Caratini on that right-hand side. Saalfrank on the season. He's only thrown in a couple of games. Got recalled just on July 9th. Throws that curveball quite a bit. Also has a two-seam fastball. Not going to be high velocities. Maybe in the upper 80s. Touch 90, 91. Relies on the movement. Has two fastballs with a two-seam, four-seam.
Victor 1 for 3 tonight as a left-handed hitter. Getting his first AB as a righty. Calls time here with a 2-1 count. On the ground, but foul. And the count's 2-2. It'll be Caratini, Christian Walker, and Taylor Trammell here in the 8th inning with the Astros leading 6-3. Astros started the night leading by 4 games in the American League West. And the Astros may be getting some help from Milwaukee tonight, who leads Seattle 6-0 as that game goes to the 9th. Another one past Tony Perez-Chica. It stays 2-2. Frank picks up a strikeout of the first batter he faces, one away here in the 8th. Lauren.
Hey, TK. Yeah, earlier today, a number of Astros met with a special fan, Jaime Meza from Houston. He was here with his family, his wife, his son, and his nephew. He was diagnosed with ALS back in 2019. He's been fighting this battle ever since. And as a family, the goal is to visit as many ballparks this year as they can. Chase Field was number 13 for the Meza family. They were invited by a group called Tossing Away ALS. They flew them out here, gave them the VIP treatment. So naturally, all of the Astros made their way over, signed balls, spent time with them. Such a great moment. They have other parks on the list for this summer, but the plan is to see the Astros at Fenway in August.
Very cool.
That'd be a great trip.
That'll be the next trip for the Astros after the homestand. They'll be heading to Boston and then Miami and then New York.
It's a big one. Just doing laps up and down the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, in that order.
Yeah.
Not Boston, New York, then Miami. In that order. Boston, then Miami, then New York.
Got to rack up some more mileage.
2-1 the count to Christian in his return to Chase Field. He's got a double that was hit 427 feet. It's hard to hit a double 427. How about Christian 2 for 4 tonight? The return of the Diamondback, Christian Walker.
I don't want to overanalyze things, but he seems very comfortable in this ballpark. It's a good place to hit, and he's proven that over his career. But it's good to see him getting in a little bit of a groove here, kind of going into the All-Star break, coming out of the All-Star break. Talk about those injuries a lot with the Astros, but if you can get that solid Christian Walker AB, could help out the middle part of this offense.
Now Taylor Trammell, who finds himself hitting 5th for just the 8th time in his career. He's never hit higher than 5 in any lineup to start a game. Joe Espada liked what he saw out of Taylor in Seattle and moves him up to the 5 spot. He counts 1-1. A lot of guys hitting in spots they're not necessarily used to hitting in. Chas McCormick hitting higher recently than he had earlier in the year. Same with Mauricio Dubon tonight and Taylor Trammell as well. Trammell down to the count here, 1-2.
Well, I think what's kind of fun about Joe Espada moving these guys all over the order and taking his chances with guys that are swinging the bats well is the fact the Astros are in first place.
Joe is not afraid to move guys up and down based on recent success. So you wonder if Bryce Matthews may have earned a jump in the lineup for tomorrow. Trammell goes down on strikes here. Saw Frank picking up 2 strikeouts in the inning, and there's 2 outs here in the 8th.
Experience the newest Daikin Park Tour, the Speaker Series. Take part in a 1-hour Q&A session with legendary Astro figures and more. July's tour features Enos Cabell and Cesar Cedeno. Secure tickets now at astros.com/tours.
Astros had to use Brian Abreu yesterday in that 11-3 game. They didn't want to, but they really didn't have any options. So Abreu, having gone back-to-back days, probably not available today. But Steven Okert is, and it looks like he'll have the 8th inning. Mauricio Dubon bats here with a 1-0 count. Fouls one away. It's 1-1. So when we take a look at the Astros bullpen usage, we'll see that in that first 3-game series against Seattle, they really used a lot of their arms coming out of the All-Star break. That's the reason why Abreu is down, going back-to-back games. Caleb Ward pitched an inning and 2/3 yesterday. Brian King has also gone back-to-back games. This ball sent to center, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 8th. 1 hit, 1 left on. Okert on in a 6-3 game in the bottom half.
Shuffled around a little bit, but Okert 264 in 41 previous appearances. The late part of this order.
Astros like lefties against this Diamondbacks lineup. Diamondbacks have a 721 OPS against lefties, and that moves up to 798 when they face right-hand pitching. So you saw Colton Gordon getting the start today, and then Framber Valdez, another lefty, will get the start tomorrow. Still to be determined who gets the start on Wednesday. That ball hit into right center field for a base hit, so Naylor takes a 2-0 pitch into right center. And Smith makes sure to hold him to a single. He's the leadoff base runner here in the 8th. I bring up the Texan Randall Grichuk. Grichuk, part of that Little League World Series team from Lamar, Texas, that finished in 3rd place. Takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Diamondbacks with that base hit, now with 8 hits. Astros have 9 hits on the day. Josh Naylor has a couple of singles and 4 at bats. Grichuk is put the ball in the air 3 times, a fly out to center, and a couple of pop-ups. Tried to hold up, and no swing, 2-1. Oker got behind Naylor 2-0. Now he's 2-1 on Grichuk. On the ground to third. Dubon goes to second for 1. Matthews the turn on the money around the horn. Double play. Big pitch by Oker to get 2.
Great job by Oker getting in on the hands of Grichuk and getting that ground ball to Mauricio. Mauricio did a great job at getting those feet set and throwing a strike to Bryce Matthews. And Bryce Matthews getting a chance to show off that arm a little bit too as he planted his feet. Made a strong throw over to first base. Plenty of time to get Grichuk. Big double play.
Well, James McCann, who has a couple of hits and 3 at-bats, will hit for a 4th time. McCann, 11 big league seasons before this year, playing his first season with the Diamondbacks, just game number 11. Mentioned he was with Atlanta at the minor league level most of the year. Getting another opportunity here with the Diamondbacks. 5 years in Detroit, 2 years each with the White Sox, Mets, and Orioles, and now his first season in Arizona. Pitch up, it's 2-1. Astros might have a 4th lefty appearing in this game. Josh Hader, who threw 35 pitches and went multiple innings a couple of days ago. Day off on Sunday, but looks like he's ready to go here on a Monday. Oker misses wide, 3-1. Swing on that pitch down. That'll be a walk with 2 outs here in the 8th.
Best in Texas power pitcher is driven by Ford. Colton Gordon doing a good job for the Astros, giving them 5 2.
Improved for Colton since his Guardian start. Plate's been a little bit elusive here for Oker as he has missed on 9 of 13 pitches. He was able to get that double play. He's had trouble getting ahead of hitters here in the 8th. (2-0) to Blaze Alexander, who has walked and also doubled and struck out. Threw 28 pitches in the game on Saturday after going 11 pitches on Friday. Had the day off yesterday, but that's 3 out of 4 days, and his command is definitely not where we have seen it. It's now a 3-0 count and 11 out of 15 off the plate.
Now, they're not massive misses, but just enough to where they're not going to be on the edges even for a borderline strike or chase.
That'll be a 4-pitch walk after a 5-pitch walk, and now the tying run will come to the plate here in the bottom half of the 8th. Josh Miller out to have a word with his usually reliable lefty reliever. He's the lowest walk and hit ratio of any major league reliever coming into tonight at 0.70, but 3 walks or hits in this inning. show a spot. Eighth. Pitch is a strike and the throw to first. A little bit late. It's 0-1.
Why not, Victor? Let him know you're thinking about him. To catch somebody sleeping out there. Ooh, good pitch.
McCann and Alexander drawing walks, and now a 1-1 count on Geraldo Perdomo. Pop-up. Christian Walker all by himself makes the call, and Oker able to work around a hit and a couple of walks. Some rare wildness from Steven, but he works through the eighth. We head to the ninth in a 6-3 game.
The third innings, 6.57 ERA. This is first game with Arizona, kind of bouncing around a little bit before getting this opportunity.
Well, Chas McCormick will be the first one to face Richards. Chas had a bunt hit his last time up, ahead of the Bryce Matthews 2-run home run. Matthews with 5 of the 6 runs batted in tonight. Will bat second here in the inning. Takes a pitch down, 2-1. And the Cubs signed Trevor Richards back in the offseason in January and then invited him to spring training, but he was released by Chicago on May 3rd. And he signed on with the Royals as a minor league free agent. Designated for assignment by KC. Now given an opportunity with the Arizona Diamondbacks. 8 different years for Richards in the big leagues. Marlins, Rays, Milwaukee, Toronto, Minnesota, and Kansas City all in the mix for Trevor Richards. Chaz watches that one go wide. It's 3-2. Why not get on in front of Bryce Matthews, see what happens?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Bryce would appreciate it.
Chaz may have gone after ball 4, but it was close enough, so he wanted to protect the plate.
Change up on the inside, just kind of hanging around that inside edge. Able to fight it off. Richards has 4-seam fastball, changeup, and slider.
On the ground, diving stop by Suarez, gets up and fires wide. Chaz is going to have to get back to the bag, and Dave Clark reminds him, you may have turned, so hustle back. That should be an infield hit for McCormick. Could be his second infield hit of the night. That will be a hit for Chazzy Fizz. He's now 2 for 4.
But how about StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud? Bryce Matthews' first 2 big league home runs have come in this game, both off of Zach Gallen. Pretty healthy distance also. How about the exit velocities almost matching up at 108 plus? 397 feet, 423 feet.
Bryce is just the second player in Astros franchise history with a multi-homer game within his first 5 career big league games. The other was done in 1994 by Orlando Miller, who did it in his 3rd big league game against the Cubs at Wrigley.
That's pretty crazy. Storied franchise, only happening a couple of times.
Bryce came into this game with 1 hit and no runs batted in. And now he's got 2 home runs tonight and 5 runs driven in. Chaz on the move. The pitch is down. The throw is not in time. Chaz picks up his 2nd steal of the year. The Astros have a runner in scoring position. If you're going to get a lot of stakes in one game, you might as well get at least 6. He's got a runner in scoring position now.
I don't mind that idea. Chaz did a good job getting a good jump and beating that throw into second base. Now he's just a base hit away from picking up an RBI.
He can't hit a home run every time, Bryce. He goes down swinging here. So he's got 2 home runs and 2 strikeouts tonight. Still a huge night as he's out number 1 in the ninth. Well, Zach Short will bat for the 4th time. Zach 0 for 3 tonight, a strikeout and a couple of flyouts. Goes after the first fastball and misses 0-1. Short has faced Trevor Richards before, back with the Tigers when Richards was with the Blue Jays in 2021. That gets your McCann. Chaz is going to head to 3rd. So now the Astros have a runner 90 feet away with 1 out.
Breathe